That this girl is one of the best young talents in tennis. I told you she's got the popularity of a rock star around the world. There's people all over the Philippines going crazy because she has beaten Iga Świątek, the defending champion, on the centre court with a quite fantastic performance.
Well, it was great for me to see her live and being up close and personal, and I was so impressed with her. What I was impressed with was her mental fortitude, her strength, her mentality. She was the one who looked like she had the 6 major titles. It wasn't Iga Świątek. Iga Świątek was anxious. She was nervous.
Imagine traveling to England, expecting a tennis match, only to walk into what felt more like a royal celebration. That is exactly how things seemed for Alex Eala, as English fans erupted every time she stepped onto the court, while rumors claimed the king had allegedly come to support the event. What made this moment so different, and why is everyone still talking about what unfolded next?
I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I'm into the second week of a slam and it's amazing for me. Iga is a phenomenal player and a really nice person, so I'm really grateful to be able to share center court with her at Wimbledon nonetheless. Yeah, I'm really emotional, and maybe for someone like Iga, who has won so many slams, or maybe someone like Serena or Venus, this achievement may seem small, but for someone who grew up in the Philippines and...
What does it take to turn an entire Wimbledon crowd into your biggest supporters? For Alex Eala, the answer was not celebrity status, a mountain of Grand Slam trophies, or years of dominating the sport. Instead, it was fearless tennis, relentless confidence, and a performance so breathtaking that one of the greatest champions in the game simply had no answer.
Starting off, Alex Eala takes out Iga Świątek in straight sets. Alex Eala is the first Filipino singles player, whether that's on the men's side or the women's side, to reach the second week of Wimbledon. The Filipino community rides for Alex Eala, so this is amazing for them and amazing for Alex. And for the Iga fans, I do think that Iga struggles mentally a little bit. We saw that first tiebreak, which was really, really intense. Iga lost it, and then I think she kind of just lost her moment.
By the time the final point landed, center court was no longer applauding politely. It was roaring for a young Filipina who had just rewritten history before millions of viewers around the world. There is something magical about Wimbledon that cannot be measured by statistics alone.
And the way that Eala went about this match, fantastic to see. We loved to see the confidence she kind of came across with, the ability to get down low to hit winners, just unbelievable. And she's obviously carrying the hope and the expectation of her ridiculously strong fan base that follows her around. So an utterly well-deserved win from her. She won despite the fact that she was also stretching out her legs visibly. That first set especially went to a tie-break, and it was so back and forth, so back and forth. I can't remember if Świątek has set points.
The oldest tennis tournament in the world has witnessed countless legends walk across its perfectly trimmed grass courts. Yet every now and then it reminds everyone why sports remain so unpredictable. One extraordinary performance is all it takes to change an athlete's career forever, and this year's tournament may have delivered exactly that through Alex Eala.
She has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Alexandra Eala is here, and she's here to dominate. Today, she had the biggest win of her whole career, and so many records were smashed today for her. She's just knocked out the defending champion Iga Świątek straight sets in her first match at centre court to become the first Filipino player to ever make it to the second week of a Grand Slam. Listen to what I'm saying. This is historical stuff from Eala. Everything about her epitomizes the brilliance of what she is. The grit, the determination, the way she plays attracts so many people to watch her.
For years, tennis fans had heard whispers about a talented youngster from the Philippines who possessed remarkable court awareness, exceptional left-handed shot making, and an attitude that never seemed intimidated by famous opponents. Those whispers gradually became louder after she developed through the renowned Rafa Nadal Academy, where discipline became second nature and competing against elite players was simply another day at work. Even with all that promise, very few people imagined that Wimbledon would become the stage where she would announce herself to the world in spectacular fashion. Then came the draw, and suddenly the mountain in front of her looked almost impossible to climb. Standing across the net was defending Wimbledon champion Iga Świątek, a player whose resume already placed her among the defining stars of her generation. Most predictions focused on how long Eala could keep the match competitive before experience inevitably took over. Tennis experts discussed Świątek's consistency, her championship mentality, and her ability to absorb pressure. Meanwhile, Eala quietly prepared as though she had not received the memo that she was supposed to lose. If there is one thing sports fans should have learned by now, it is that rankings never hit the ball. Iga Świątek was once giving Alex Eala her graduation diploma at the Rafa Nadal Academy, and today the 21-year-old has beaten the reigning champion in the third round of Wimbledon.
Went off to the Nadal Academy in Spain, and when you graduated, it wasn't just Rafa who handed you your diploma, it was Iga Świątek.
It's insane to think how much has changed in the past 3 years. But I do remember I was so excited to see her because every year for graduation in the academy, they would get a guest, kind of like a guest sports star and athlete. And that year, I remember we got Iga, and I was so excited because I was like, oh, hopefully we get someone good. And she like threw her hat with us.
From the opening games, she refused to retreat behind the baseline, constantly taking the initiative and forcing the defending champion into uncomfortable positions. Rather than showing nerves, she displayed remarkable composure, almost as if center court were her favorite neighborhood court back home. The crowd noticed almost immediately. Wimbledon spectators have seen greatness for decades, and perhaps that is exactly why they appreciate fearless underdogs. Every aggressive forehand from Eala generated louder applause. Every successful passing shot brought more fans out of their seats. Even neutral spectators gradually found themselves cheering for the young Filipina because there is something universally appealing about watching someone chase a dream without fear. That atmosphere continued building throughout an unforgettable first set. Every game seemed to carry enormous significance because neither player wanted to blink first. Świątek fought with the determination expected from a defending champion, while Eala matched her shot for shot with astonishing maturity. The set eventually reached a dramatic tiebreak that felt more like a championship final than a third-round encounter. When Eala somehow escaped with the opening set after an incredible 7-6 tiebreak, center court erupted. Suddenly, the impossible no longer seemed impossible at all. The defending champion was no longer comfortably in control, and the young challenger had discovered something even more valuable than momentum. She had discovered belief. That belief completely transformed the second set.
Far the best set of tennis I've seen throughout the championships. What I love about Eala is she's so clear on what she has to do tactically. Tactically super astute out there. Going in the body serve on the outside was a key play. Also the way she stood in on the second serve, right inside the baseline, dictating the return and getting on the front foot. She was very clear what she had to do. She handled the pressure better, and then after a brutal first set, she gets off to a tear for love, comes out, closes it out, defeats the defending champion. And if she can keep improving that serve, that's the one area in her game which is a little bit of weakness, because when she gets tight, it dropped to about 69 miles an hour. If she can get that serve about 107, 110, this is somebody who's going to win the Wimbledon Championship one day and possibly get to the top 5 in the world. She is that good.
Instead of protecting her lead, Eala became even more aggressive. She attacked second serves, redirected pace with remarkable precision, and refused to allow Świątek enough time to dictate rallies. Every successful point increased her confidence while simultaneously increasing the pressure on one of the biggest names in women's tennis. Watching the match unfold felt like witnessing someone unlock a new level in a video game, except this was happening on one of the sport's most prestigious courts. Meanwhile, the crowd continued playing its own fascinating role in the story. British tennis fans have always appreciated players who compete with courage, regardless of nationality. Eala's relentless energy, positive body language, and willingness to embrace every challenge made her impossible not to admire, creating an atmosphere that must have felt surreal for someone who had grown up thousands of miles away dreaming about Wimbledon. It almost looked as though center court had adopted her for the afternoon. Perhaps that is why so many viewers joked online that she was being treated like royalty. Every spectacular winner received thunderous applause. Every determined sprint earned admiration. Every smile seemed to generate even more support from the spectators, who sensed they might be witnessing one of the tournament's defining moments. There was no need for dramatic theatrics, because the tennis itself provided more than enough excitement.